Hi guys, my name is Ashiro Irungo and I'm happy today to welcome you to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, consider subscribing so that you can continue enjoying my content. Today I'm talking about mobile loan apps and how they can make you poor and broke if you're not careful. And before I start, I want to give a disclaimer. One, I'm not against mobile loans, but I'm a person who advocates for financial intelligence among the young generation so that they can be able to make informed financial decisions that will benefit them in the future. Secondly, I intend to inform young people that borrowing need a plan and it's unhealthy and irresponsible if they borrow without a proper plan. Thirdly, I support short-term borrowing when it's urgent and when other means of financing has been exhausted. And with all that said, I think it's time that we should get to the topic of the day. And with that said, we can get to the topic of the day, and we're looking at the case of an employed person who has loans from 5 renting apps. And as you can see from my sheet, I have labeled this company from company A to company E. We are not using names here because we are avoiding interfering with businesses of other people. And in this sheet, assume that company A rent the person 5K, B 10K, C 9K, D 15K, and E 25K. In this you can see there is something we call the loan cost. This includes the interest rate and the facility fee. When making this share, doing these calculations, I considered a loan that I had borrowed kind of last year. I borrowed 6K from these digital apps, and instead of being given the 6K, I was given 4,800. I think it was less by it was less by 1,200, and that included interest and facility fees. So my calculations are based on that loan that I received. I had to repay it after 14 days. And in this case of ours, we can say like for 5K loan you have to, it will cost you 1,000 for a 10K, it will cost you about 3K for a 9K, it's actually roughly around 3K for 15K, 4K, and for 25K each may cost you around 5K. When we do that calculation, within 2 weeks, it will cost you 16K with all the 5 short-term loans. It will cost you 16K in 2 weeks. And considering that we Kenyans, we have that habit of borrowing, in a month it might be 32K. And let's look why it may be 32K by the end of the month, considering that most of the loans from this digital app you're required to repay them after 2 weeks. And after we Kenyans, we have this habit where we repay loan as we borrow again. We pay as we borrow, and this habit keeps on continuing. Another reason why this loan is something that will not be ending anytime soon is because our sources of income are limited, and we borrow from one app to repay the other, and then borrow again so that we can have some money in the pocket as we wait for our salaries that are never enough to meet our needs in most of the cases. So you see, this person will borrow within the half of that month and borrow again before we get to the next month, so that this is a cycle. This is like a cycle. You continue borrowing, you continue incurring more costs. The more you borrow, the more costly the loans become. And so we can see, like, in a month it is 32k. It amounts to 32k, and considering that in an year, you can multiply these by 12. You see, in an year, digital apps will cost you about 384k in a year. It will cost you that 384k in 1 year. So they are very costly. As if we go with this calculation, they are very costly, especially when you're taking too much loans from many digital apps. It's very costly. You see what it costs you. This is a huge sum of money. And this amount of money can be used to do something else that can benefit you and can help and can give you a nice financial breakthrough that will change your life if you manage your finances so well. So let's focus on this one. Let's look things from a different side. Let's assume that this person, we have a person who is employed with a 50k salary, and we can see, like, in a month the cost of loans is 32k. So what amount of money that's remain to be spent on other things in a month? So we can say it's like 50k, you subtract 32k. So you find this person has only 18k to spend in a month. Only 18k to spend. And for a person earning 50k, there are some social expectations. This person need to be living in a nice place. This person is working and has some needs to meet. And for a person earning this kind of salary, you need to live in a house, in a nice house, costing like a 1 bedroom costing you like 15k. This person need food, and it will be like eating well. It should like 5k in a month. Ako wamejifinyiria sana. This person need transport. It will be like 4k, assuming that it's 100 to and 100 from, that's 200 per day times the 20 days in a month, 20 working days, like 4k in a month. 4k in a month. There are other spending like parents, you get like 5k in a month. They need 5k in a month from you. And then there is if you're a church goer, you see your pastor telling you, in this amount of money you need to remove the offering, which is 10% of your earnings. So sadaka itakuwa 5k. From this level, if you do these calculations, at the end of the day, this person spends a lot, but the only amount of money available for spending is 18k. So this person needs a lot of money to sustain his or her lifestyle. But where is the problem? The problem is the cost of digital loans. If this can be solved, if this person is able to manage the borrowing rate, if this person is able to avoid this problem and get done with all these apps that they are borrowing from, they can be able to finance their lifestyle with less struggles. but instead they're struggling. This is because they are trapped. Do you know what happens when calculations fails to balance at this level? You come and look for more. You come and look for more borrowing apps so that you can fill this gap. You look for more so that you can fill this gap, and at the end of the day, you're not able to pay this loan because your salary is too low. It's very small. You can do nothing with this type of salary. So in the long run, this type of borrowing, this kind of borrowing is not sustainable, and as a result, the person will end up with a lot of struggles. And a person earning 50k is expected to live a certain kind of life in the city and will always strive to maintain the standard that we have set here in this city. So when things get difficult, mental illness comes in, and it's estimated that majority are living with issues like anxiety disorders, stress, and depression. But let us leave this for another day. So, in conclusion, mobile loan apps will make you broke and poor if you're not careful. So I support borrowing, but I advocate for healthy borrowing. You have to be conscious when you go to borrowing. You must borrow for a cause, not just borrowing. Irresponsible borrowing keep you a slave of debt, and whenever you are a slave of debt, you are not able to accomplish things that matters in life.